Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. This is going to be an update for pan in every palette, and it's a good one. I'm so excited. I've been doing this project since either the end of November or the beginning of December, I can't remember, and it has been so slow going because of my pan, that palette, and because of the experiment. It's been hard to find the time to incorporate the 4 palettes I put in this project. I am doing this project in collaboration with a bunch of women, both here on YouTube and over on Instagram. This project was kind of spearheaded by Lady Pans a lot. It's been done before. She didn't create the pan in every palette concept. It's been around for a while, but she gathered us all together and created the hashtag pan in every palette. And that's how we're all kind of identifying ourselves in this collaboration. So, as I was saying, this project has been really slow going. I've been working on it for about, there's a fly flying around. I've been working on it for months and months and months without ever hitting pan on any of the palettes I put in this project. There's a fly just circling around my head. If you are following me on Instagram, this is no surprise to you, but if you're not, I have hit pan on 2 palettes. Let me show you what they are because I am so excited I can hardly stand it. The first palette that I hit pan on is my Urban Decay Moon Dust palette. I have been working on the shade Spectre for forever. Here is what it looks like now. That's a pretty respectable pan. I applied this most days just using my finger, doing a little bit of that and a little bit of that. So that's how I got such a big pan. It took me 79 uses to get here. 79. One of my friends just messaged me the other day and she's like, yeah, I hit pan in 16 uses. I think she said 16. It was something like that. And I was like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. 79 uses before I finally hit pan. I feel like I earned a reward or a vacation or a prize or something for the work I put into this palette. That being said, it was an easy eyeshadow to incorporate into my looks because it's like a topper, and so just adding a little bit on top of my finished look gave a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of glitter, but it was easy to add in while still using Pan That palette and the Experiment eyeshadows. I would like to keep working on this, but not right now. I need a break. I need a break from this. I will come back to it down the road. Just a few days later, I hit pan in this guy right here. This is my Morphe 350 matte palette. And the shadow I have been working on is this guy right here. You can see the pan shining bright right there. And that only took me 24 uses to hit pan. So 24, 79, quite a difference. There it is right there. I agree with what everybody says about this palette. I like this palette. I loved using that eyeshadow. I thought it was a beautiful tone. I really liked it, but I don't reach for this palette because of its size. It's just so big and bulky that I don't want to grab for it. And of course, I was also panning Soft Brown from MAC in my Pan That palette, so it was easier to just grab that than to pull this palette out. That's why it took so long to hit pan. Obviously, I would have hit pan months ago if I wasn't panning Soft Brown, but yeah, the size of this palette is really a deterrence for me to use it, and that's a problem. So I'm going to have to keep putting these in projects and forcing myself to pull this palette out and use it, because otherwise I just don't see myself doing that. It's just a lot easier to carry around a smaller palette or a magnetic palette filled with the eyeshadows I love. I have seen some depotting disasters on Instagram, so I don't know if I'm ready to try to depot this yet because it doesn't seem to go well most of the time, but maybe eventually I will depot this and put it in a magnetic palette. Can't even think about it now because I don't have enough space in any of my magnetic palettes to do so, and I've banned myself from buying more magnetic palettes, but eventually I could see myself depotting some of these shadows, possibly. The remaining 2 palettes in this project did not get a whole lot of use over the last month. I was just so excited about hitting pan on those 2 palettes that I kind of gave myself a break from the other 2 and focused on the eyeshadows in my Pan That palette and the Experiment. One of them is the McGrath La Vie and Rose palette. The shadow that I'm trying to pan on is right here. And I used it once in the last month. Not great, but I got some use out of it. One use. And my Natasha Denona Green Brown palette. I'm trying to hit pan on Moonstone, which is this one right here. And I only used that one once over the last month as well. Now for the exciting part. I get to roll in 2 new palettes. I cannot believe it. I never thought this day was gonna come. It was hard to pick 2. One of them I kind of picked right away. The last one I just picked like 5 minutes ago, but I'm happy with my decision. The first palette that I'm rolling in is this e.l.f. 6-pan palette. This is the Aqua Beauty palette in Cool Mist. I am seriously considering panning the other one of these for Pan That Palette next year. It's called Island Breeze, and it's got greens and like reds and warm shades. This is the Cool Mist palette. I thought it would be really interesting, since I've never used these on my eyes even once, since both palettes are completely brand new and have only been swatched. I thought it would be really interesting to see how long it takes me to hit pan on one of these shadows, to kind of gauge how long it would take me to work through the e.l.f. palette that I'm considering panning for next year. I don't know for sure which one I should choose. This would be an easy one, but I'm thinking maybe this cool brown right here, that would be an easy all over lid shade, maybe like a 1 shadow look. So I'm thinking this one. I don't know, I think I'll just play around with this palette for the next month and see what I think, and then come to a decision at next month's update over which pan I'm going to try and hit pan on. But definitely tracking this palette to see how long it takes me to hit pan, so that I know for next year when I'm working on the other palette for my Pan That palette. I'm not 100% sure that's gonna be my Pan That palette, but I can't get that one out of my head, so maybe. The next palette I decided to pick was the ColourPop Element of Surprise palette, and there's a backstory to this one. Back in April, my friend Lindsay, who is also doing this project, put up a post in our group chat saying that she hit pan in just 15 uses in this shadow right here. Basically, she was wondering if that was normal, or if she was using her makeup too heavily, or what. She said 15 uses doesn't seem like a lot. I can't believe I already hit pan. Does that seem normal? So I said, I'll try and hit pan in that same shadow, and I'll see how many uses it takes me to hit pan. Now, this isn't a never before used eyeshadow. I think I've used it once. But for the most part, it's pretty much brand new. I think I've used this shadow 1 time. So I am gonna see how long it takes me to hit pan in this guy right there. I'm guessing it's more than 15, but we'll see how long it takes me to hit pan, so that I could compare my numbers to Lindsay's and we could start collecting some data. Those are the 2 palettes I'm rolling in. I'm so excited. Finally, I hope you guys are excited too. I know some of you are. I know some of you guys have been waiting so patiently for this day to come. It took a while, but it finally has come. So I will keep working on those 4 palettes. I definitely think as we get closer to next year, I'll be able to start using them more. It's just been really hard to get use out of those 4 palettes with the experiment going on. But as the experiment comes to a close, I can see myself using all of those palettes more frequently. Hopefully. We're getting closer. That's it for this update. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. But if not, I have hit pan on 2 palettes in the past month.